yeah, sorry it's been a while, you know what it's like. Sherlock Holmes episode 2 review, or just Sherlock as they like to call it on the BBC. I've written down so much notes for this, it's absolutely ridiculous, so I'm just going to try and scan it as much as possible. Right, so basically it starts off with this Asian girl at a museum, and we don't really know who she is, but she's doing some kind of demonstration with this teapot. You know, they have to make tea, and it like varnishes the pots and stuff like that. Yeah. So then we see her, and then Sherlock gets hired by this big old company to find out who has graffitied this man's wall. You know, in their office, they found this yellow graffiti, and it's in a I don't remember if it's Chinese or Japanese numbers, and he managed to figure out that it's numbers and all that kind of thing, and then he dies. The guy who the message was sent for dies in his room. There was no way in, so that's the first murder. The Asian girl goes missing, and this guy, this like geeky guy from the museum who really likes her, is really worried. Yeah, so that's the first murder. The second murder is this well, it's not old, it's like middle-aged bald guy in his flat alone, and he's had the message sent to him in the graffiti, the yellow graffiti, and again it's a number. So Sherlock's putting all this together. You know, there's no way for anyone to get in after he's locked the door to his flat, so that's not good. He then goes to this graffiti expert that he knows, and he's like, you know, what can you tell me? It's all done in the same panels. And he's like, we're going to go and see an expert, Watson, and Watson's expecting him to go to some, you know, massive artist who is amazing at everything and everyone's really respectful, but no, it's just turned the corner and it's just down a dank alley, whereas this graffiti artist was just spraying the edge of a building. Yeah, and then they leg it, some police come, this graffiti artist, and Sherlock legs it, and leaves Watson there with the cans. And he goes, what is that line that he says? Hang on, change this paper. Me, Sherlock, in court on Thursday, they're giving me an aspo. What a brilliant line that was. I thought that was amazing. Yeah, so they see him, and you know, they say, oh, well, it's generic paint, you know, it's really thick, blah 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 blah. So they go try and define some more of these things, some more patterns and stuff. And Watson comes across this thing on the edge of a building, on the edge of like train tracks. They find another set, like loads of these numbers. And so, you know, he goes and gets Sherlock, and they come back, and you know, it's gone. Someone's wiped it clean, or painted over it, or whatever. But it's just disappeared. So Sherlock's like, okay, Watson, seriously, I need you to think. Can you remember anything about this at all? And Watson's like, I can remember all of it. I took a picture on my phone, which I thought was a great way to like introduce the technology again, because they're always trying to do that with this show. They're always trying to show, you know, how this technology is brought that kind of detective skills further into the future. So then they find out it has something to do with this girl, this Asian girl. So they go to her, and she's been messaged again by these same people, these graffitis. They've sent her their message, and they realise she's in danger, so they try and protect her as best as possible. But her brother comes and kills her. And they're all in this kind of Black Lotus gang. They figured all this out, and it's all to do with someone. They're all smugglers. They all smuggled things out of Japan or China or somewhere, and they all smuggled them out, and to try and get them into Britain to sell on like the black market or whatever. And so that's what they all used to do. And now the Black Lotus is coming after them, because someone smuggled out something that they shouldn't have. They've taken something from them, and they want it back. So that's 3 murders now we're up to, and Sherlock is getting a bit irritated. So Watson, in the meantime, has gotten a job at a local surgery, and he's just started. You know, his first day went pretty slowly because he fell asleep, But he met this girl called Sarah, and she's really nice. You know, she's a doctor as well. And yeah. So Watson goes in a date with her to this Chinese circus, which Sherlock said, you know, this is not generic. That, you know, this is going to be good. So they go to this. Sherlock just happens to turn up, unexpected. You know, Watson's not happy about this. You know, and Watson finds out that the Black Lotus is running this circus, and he is even more upset. He's like, "What the hell are you doing? I'm trying to go on a date. I'm not running after murderers." But they go. And Sherlock gets into trouble, and Sarah ends up hitting his attacker over the head with this thing. I was like, whoa! But yeah, so that was good. But then they all get kidnapped. Watson and Sarah get kidnapped, and Sherlock comes after them to try and save them, because they've got this it's like this arrow bow thing, right? And there's like a weighted plate, and if anything, a weight hits that, it's going to release the bow thing, and this like bag of sand's coming down really slowly. Kind of Indiana Jones-ish. And so Watson's sitting there, and he's saying, you know, it's fine, Sarah, it's fine, and she's crying. So Sherlock comes in and tries to save the day, but really Watson ends up doing it, you know, tackling the guy and, you know, getting the machine over and whatever, and he ends up really doing it, which is brilliant, because they managed to find out that the numbers are references to a book. You know, they've searched what both the two men who were killed, they've searched both of their books to see which ones are the same, what books they have the same. But it turns out it's an A to Z atlas of London, which is pretty cool. Yeah, they found out that the treasure that the Black Lotus is after, you know, the thing that they stole, is a hairpin. And the first guy that Sherlock had to go and investigate, the one who worked in a load of offices, he gave the hairpin to his secretary, who also happened to be his lover. And she was just wearing it as a hairpin, just normal, and it's worth like millions and millions of pounds. And so she gives it to Sherlock and says, oh well, I didn't know that it was stolen, blah blah blah. And she was like, well, out of interest, how much was it worth? And he says it, and she was stunned. And I've got to say, so would I be, because I'm not exactly careful with hairpins, to chuck them about. Yeah. But then right at the end, it's shown that the Black Lotus is working with the bad guy. I want to say Mycroft. Correct me, the bad guy. Yeah, it's working with him. Is it? I don't think it is. I've forgotten what the bad guy's name is now. Begins with an M. But you know who I'm on about. Is working with the bad guy. And yeah. So that was that. The best bits, actually no, characters and cast. We see this new detective come in this one, and he's a bit annoying and a little bit whiny, to be honest. Him and Sherlock have this bit of power struggle, to be honest. A little bit of a power struggle. But at the end of the day, yeah, don't work. Sherlock's got the power. He's got the knowledge. He's got the power. Leave him alone. The girl from the lab, which is so adorable. I love her, and she's like in love with Sherlock, and I think she's just so cute. I really, really like her. I think she should stay. She should stay in there. She should go out with Sherlock. But he needs to stop insulting her. And I'm not even joking, because that's not a way to get a girlfriend. Yeah, Sarah, Watson's girl. Yeah, it's clear that she likes Watson from the interview that he goes to have at the surgery. It's clear that she likes him from then. Yeah. And she's so nice because she does all Watson's patients while he's asleep. Like cute. Yeah. The best bit. Best bit is kind of difficult in this one. Though I'm gonna have to still go with the line of, you know, in court on Thursday, Sherlock, I'm getting an ASBO. Because Watson getting an ASBO, how much more modern do you want to get? I mean, that is pretty good. That is pretty cool. Yeah, right, next one. I'll be right back.